At ako pumasa dahil sa tatay ko. Uy, loko-loko, hindi ka turpe. I became a lawyer 20 years after my father's death. Hindi kagaya mo, tatay mo nandyan sa serbisyo, ang nanay mo naganegosyo sa Navy. Dapat malaman yan.
I quote, secretaries of departments, of course, exercise certain powers that the law, under the law, but the law cannot impair in any way affect the constitutional power of control and direction of the President. The court further ruled that there are certain constitutional powers and prerogatives of the Chief Executive of the nation which must be exercised by him in person, and no amount of approval or ratification will validate the exercise of any of those powers by any other person. The power to grant amnesty, like the power to grant pardon, must be exercised by the President in person. Finally, the Supreme Court has spoken. Senator Trillanes sought to restrain implementation of the Presidential Proclamation 572. The Supreme Court denied the application for TRO. There is no legal impediment now to implement Proclamation 572. He had his day in court and he failed. Thank you.
Senator Antonio Trillanes IV versus Honorable Salvador C. Medialdea in his capacity as Executive Secretary, Honorable Delphine N. Lorenzana in his capacity as Secretary of National Defense, Honorable Eduardo M. Año in his capacity as Secretary of Interior and Local Government, Honorable Minardo I. Guevara in his capacity as Secretary of Justice, General Carlito G. Galvez Jr. in his capacity as Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Police Director General Oscar D. Albayalde in his capacity as Chief of the Philippine National Police, and all persons acting for and in their behalf and or under their direction, the court resolved to deny Petitioner Senator Trillanes prayer for the issuance of a writ of preliminary injunction and or temporary restraining order on the grounds as follows. Preliminarily, the issues of whether or not Senator Trillanes filed an application for amnesty and whether or not he admitted his guilt for the crimes subject thereof appear to be factual in nature. Only a trial court, and in certain cases, the Court of Appeals, are trier of facts. Hence, it is appropriate that the Makati RTCs should be given leeway in exercising their concurrent jurisdiction to hear and resolve the pleadings motions filed by the parties as regards the legality of Proclamation No. 572, Series of 2018. Second, the court takes judicial notice of the categorical pronouncement of President Rodrigo Duterte that Senator Trillanes will not be apprehended, detained, or taken into custody unless a warrant of arrest has been issued by the trial court. And thus, there is no extreme and urgent necessity for the court to issue an injunctive relief, considering that the respondents have acknowledged Senator Trillanes' right to due process. In fact, the DOJ has caused the filing of pertinent motions before the Makati Regional Trial Courts, and the AFP has assured that court-martial proceedings shall be held in abeyance pending resolution of the amnesty withdrawal. Wherefore, the prayer for the issuance of a writ of preliminary injunction and or temporary restraining order of Petitioner Senator Antonio Trillanes IV is denied. Respondents are directed to file comment thereon within 10 calendar days from notice. Justices Corpullo, Yonen, Tiham, and Hesmundo are on leave. Thank you.
Kaya nga yung Supreme Court ruling ngayon na ibinasura yung application ni Trillanes for a restraining order, hindi ko pa nga nabasa eh. But I just pointed out to you one outstanding feature which I think will spell the difference between who is right and who is wrong. And that is, wala na yung aking sa application in narration of guilt, except that even if it's perfect, si Gaswin, si Borges, kaibigan ko pa naman, Sir, this is not personal. I consider you a very good friend. Siya yung ng komisyon, nag-constitute ng komisyon. Tapos they investigated. Then they recommended for amnesty, all. Tapos pati siya, he recommended to the President any cover letter. And then he signed it. He was actually protecting Aquino. And all the time sa lahat ng they were protecting Aquino. Pero ang baba ng, ano mang matutunan mo sa Sus Mariusep? Nung ka sana sa Wharton, mag-seminar kagaya kay Rojas, bibili pa ako sa po. Yan lang ang level of thinking mo. At ako pumasa dahil sa tatay ko, uy, loko-loko, hindi ka turpe. I became a lawyer 20 years after my father's death. Hindi kagaya mo, tatay mo na dyan serbisyo, ang nanay mo nag-negosyo sa Navy. Dapat malaman yan.
Ang aking nanay ay walang kaso. Yun lang ang kailangan natin malaman. Wala siyang kaso, walang impropriety na nangyari. 1998 pa nag-retire ang aking tatay. 1988 siya nag-retire, 1998 siya namatay. So, sa akin, kung meron silang kaso, meron yan. Ngayon pinalaki kami ng maayos ng magulang ko. Kung kurakot sila, kung sino man sa kanila, malamang kurakot din ako. Kaso nga, the fact na hindi at the fact na tumitindig ako sa kurakot na kagaya ni Duterte, ay ibig sabihin pinalaki kami ng maayos. I wouldn't know. High school pa ako ng mga panahon.
Sir, yung doon naman po sa marami daw kayong secret houses.
Alam nyo, nung panahon ng Oakwood, isa yan sa mga nilabas na kaso sa akin. Sabi ko nga, 12 yung final sa akin nun. Ill-gotten wealth ko ano-ano. Lahat yan na-dismiss. Lahat yan na-dismiss. Sa akin nga, sabi ko kung may problema sa akin, stick with me. Dahil kaya ko to. Di ba? Pero idadrag mo yung nanay ko dyan, personalan yan. Personalan yan. And huwag ka pumunta dyan. Hindi gawain niya ng mga tunay na lalaki.
Sir, may decision na.
I was advised by some senators to stay here for the time being until ma-clarify kasi we've been trying to get categorical statements from the AFP. AFP na kung aarestuhin pa nila ako hindi, ang sagot ay aarestuhin pa raw ako. Aarestuhin pa raw ako. So, ang PNP, ang sinasabi, PNP, DILG, sinasabi pag may warrant. So, ganon. Pero ang AFP, ang sinasabi nila, since hindi naman daw na TRO yung proclamation, so it stands. So, yung sinasabi ni Duterte na yun, that's a trap. And it showed. Nakita nyo yung statements nila Roque na ano daw, there is no more legal impediment to implement the proclamation. Whereas dun sa Supreme Court ruling, maliwanag na it has taken judicial notice dun sa statements ng AFP at ng ni Duterte mismo na walang aresto mangyari, pero nakikita nyo rito yung bad faith.
So yung sinasabi ng AFP na arresto, based on official communication or based on media reports?
Hindi. Based on direct engagements with them.
Sir, So mag-a-appeal ba kayo ng TRO given na nag-take na nga ng judicial notice pero mukhang hindi pa rin naman sinusunod?
Pag-uusapan namin yan ng aking abogado.
So,